Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Ray. So I wanted to share something with you today. It's so beautiful in its simplicity and so powerful. And it's come through with such clarity that I had to share it. And we're going to start with something. I'm going to invite you to come into your heart space, to get out of your head, drop into your body, and to be present, but present from here, okay? And if you are already in the Alchemy of Stress, or you know my posts, I've done this before, or you've done this before with me. But if you're new here, I'm inviting you to come into the heart space. How do you do that? You bring the focus of your attention into your body. You drop into your body, become very aware of your physical presence, the weight of your body. And as soon as you do that, you'll start to become aware of what you're feeling, because we can be very lost in thought. There's a lot in that phrase, lost in thought. I realize that as soon as I'm pulled into my thoughts, trying to work things out, trying to solve problems, or I'm just pulled there, because that's what the mind does. It pulls us into its patterns, into its worries and preoccupations, and we become lost in thought. That's an invitation to come back to center, to come back into the body and into your heart space, particularly. So let's just do that, okay? You can close your eyes if it's easier. You can close your eyes. You can bring your hand to the center of your chest, your heart space. And if you want, you can bring your other hand to the belly. And that way you're bringing the focus of your attention into your body. And you connect with your breath. Not to try and force it or change it in any way, just to simply become present in the body, in the heart space, with what you're feeling. Rest there for a moment. And it doesn't matter how you're feeling today, where you think you are in life, how well you're doing. This is really what matters. It's so simple. And it's about being and living from this space. Now, you don't have to try and work anything out. Your mind might want to. Be aware that your mind will try and work it out. What am I meant to be doing here? What's going on here? What am I meant to be finding? There's the mind in its patterns, trying to work things out, trying to keep you safe. But it's okay. It's normal. That's what happens when we become so disconnected from what we're feeling, from the wisdom of the heart and everything that we can access here. As soon as we spend time in the heart, present from this place, again, you can just become aware of the body, the breath, and whatever it is you're feeling in this space. There's no right or wrong. It's simply about being present, being aware of what you're feeling, and letting your heart show you the way. Okay? Because so often, I'd say 99.9% of our time, we are in thoughts, we're trying to live from a very limited experience, a limited expression of who we are. It's not your fault. It's nobody's fault. We're taught to live this way. We're progressively taken further and further away from our true nature, from the essence of who we are, from what our heart has to say. And your heart knows you well. As soon as we're accessing this place, we're accessing something infinite, something so ancient, something so natural. And we've forgotten about this incredibly powerful aspect of our being. And we're being pulled further and further from a very young age into thought. So I think, therefore I am. And of course, that's about the nature of existence and doubt. But really, we're not just what we think. In fact, what we think can become a very limited experience of who we are and our existence. And it's by balancing it out and by becoming more and more present in the heart and in the body and what we feel that we access the fullness of who we are, each of us, of our being. And I think that's the purpose of life. It's to be, and we access that from here. It's not something we work out from the level of the mind, although we'll try, and the mind will keep on pulling us back in there. But the moment we can connect, be present in the heart, we start to access so much more. And it's not about discounting or abandoning the intellect, what we think. It's about bringing in balance. In fact, what we're taught from a very early age is to abandon what we feel and to give more value to what we think, to intellect, to rational, to working things out. But as soon as we bring in that balance, it is so deeply healing, but it's also incredibly revealing. We're accessing so much of our innate wisdom, our intuition, and we're reconnecting to the very essence of who we are as humans, as individuals, and we're accessing something that is so much more. Existence itself, the fabric of existence, consciousness, and it's the potential, the human potential, and of the human heart that we've forgotten and we've romanticized and we've diminished in so many ways. But there is so much power, wisdom, creativity, potential as we learn to live from this space. So every time you feel that you're lost in thought, worrying, wondering how to fix, how to work out, I invite you to drop into your heart space, into your heart center, into the center of your being. Because this is where you're going to access everything that you're looking for. And again, you might be sitting here for the first time trying to work it out, trying to understand from the level of the mind what this means. But we can't access what this means and everything that the heart holds as an experience from the level of the mind. We need to be present here. We need to learn how to be in this space, in the body, and to listen, to tune in. Again, this is about what the body's communicating. I talk about this a lot. And again, it's balancing what we're feeling, what we're accessing from this space. It's an energetic space as much as a physical space. And we're accessing so much information in the energy that we are feeling about our own experience. And then being able to discern, to bring in the mind, what we're observing, what we're understanding, but not through thought, the limitation of thought. It's balancing heart and mind in the most powerful combination that there is. So again, just come back into your heart center without the need to understand, without the need to know. And just observe what you might be feeling in this space right now. There's no right or wrong. It's only the mind that thinks there's right or wrong. As you access what you're feeling right now and simply observe, there is simply what is. And this is you being, accessing more and more of who you are, your true nature, as an expression, connection, part of everything. And again, it's as you feel into this, is there a part of you that recognizes? Is there a part of you that resonates with this deeply? And don't worry if your mind is trying to understand it. Again, that's what the mind does. And you can see that happening perhaps. Anytime you're lost in thought, anytime you feel disconnected, stressed, overwhelmed, drop into your heart center. Be present there. It is deeply healing and deeply revealing. Okay? So as always, thank you for being here. Let me know in the comments what your experience was, what you were feeling. And as always, I look forward to seeing you in the next post.